First things first, guys.
Yes.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, good.
Pretty good.
Okay. What I want to start with is, obviously you grew up in the same household.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have a first musical memory?
Yes. You can do first.
I don't remember. Like, we grew up in a musical family, you know. Both of our parents are musicians. So, I have really hard time remembering the first time music.
Okay.
So,
I just remember. I have two very clear. It's like when it was just a feeling that my mother was practicing, like the violin, and that was constant in the house. And then it was Absolute Music CD, where I thought it was a Scooter song, Hyper.
hyper.
And I thought it was real drums. So I was sitting in the window and listening to this song, and I was like, how did they play those drums?
Yeah.
And I later figured out.
20 years later, you figured out something called a drum machine.
But it's very interesting because you say you heard your mother practice the violin. Did you like it? Did you like that music?
Yeah, it was like comforting. It was like home.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, very nice.
And I assume it's classical music.
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Did you grow up studying classical music?
Yes.
Then? Okay.
I played the classical cello.
Okay.
And he played the classical guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. And was this kind of expected because your parents?
Of
Yeah,
course.
yes.
They forced us.
Yeah, they forced us.
But
They gave us money.
Yeah,
Blackmailed us.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. But did you enjoy it?
If I practiced, if I practiced 20 hours on my guitar, I got a new skateboard.
Okay.
So I was practicing a lot. Because I was skating a lot.
But so did you enjoy it? Because you kind of...
It was ups and downs.
Okay.
Yeah, but of course, really enjoy it, and to have we are so lucky that we are grown up in this musical home, and it learned us values,
Can you give me one example? Just something you still bring with you today?
Yeah, just the value of what's important in life. If you grow up with a lot of music, and if you spend time with music, you see that music is very important. That's basically all you need to be happy.
Okay.
You don't need money or anything. Music is the most important because it's the highest form of art, in my opinion.
Me too.
And this is what you learn. So you get a bit different perspective. So when you grow up with just this free thing that is the best thing on earth, instead of money being the best thing on earth, it helps you actually get more money. Okay. Because if you want money, you shouldn't think about money. And
in that sense then, did you know early on that music was the thing that you wanted to do?
No.
Okay.
No, and for me it was more, I have no other choice,
Me too.
Okay.
And fish too. I cannot have a boss, and I cannot have a normal job where I'm not working for myself. And the only thing I'm talented at is entertaining. Not even music, it's just,
Yeah. You're pretty talented in music.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's, we have no choice, and that's why we do it, and you do what your parents teach you to do, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah.
So what, you don't make classical music anymore,
No.
but what do your parents now think of what you make?
They're proud.
They're very proud. Yeah.
Super proud.
They try to come to as many concerts as they can, and they were there on the first concert ever, and they've been really supportive. And it wouldn't be a success without them, I think.
And there's one. Well, you said something interesting just now that for you music is the highest form of art. But then I came across something where you also tried visual art.
Axel is a great painter.
I think music, and then painting,
Okay.
and then filmmaking.
Okay.
In my opinion,
What do you get out of painting? Because obviously you have this release in music, but what do you get out of painting?
Painting for me is very, very similar to music.
Okay.
It's it has. The more I paint, the more I understand how much similar it is. And maybe in one day I will change the order and I will put the painting on top, you know, I don't know. But music has this fantastic thing that it's invisible, you know, and that makes it stronger. And the painting is suffering a little bit from that.
Okay.
The fact that you can see it.
Right.
You know? But if you look at a really good painting, you can get the same kind of feeling that you can get from a really good song. So that's why it's very similar. But still, I would put the music higher than the painting.
And for you then, have you tried?
Yes,
he's also a great painter. You know,
I've done painting, but I think it's also music is very strong for the young culture.
Sure.
And I think as you grow a little bit older, I think more and more people get into the art of painting, and maybe it's a change at some point where the visual is actually bigger than the music in art. But for the youth culture, I think the strongest like art is the music.
And also when you want to watch a good painting, really it takes time. You know, this is what's so fantastic. If you look at the masters, you know, you come from a country with the best. You know, Rembrandt and Van Gogh, and you know, we even have on our album 6 months is a long time. We have a Dutch artist on the cover. Okay. Edvard Hopskim or something. The painting is hanging at the Rijksmuseum anyway. Yeah. Her name is Emma, and it was his daughter. And these masters, they have an opportunity to put the content of a whole movie inside this big thing, you know.
Very impressive.
And it's just incredible, you know.
But so in a sense, is that what you try to do with music?
Of
to tell
course.
a whole story?
It's the same thing we're trying to do. Yeah. It's the same thing we're trying to do. And exactly.
I think also a very strong thing in music is also the lyrical content, like the poem. Yeah. And I think also that can be a very high art form.
Yes, of course. That's why I put music, because of the lyrics, of course. You know,
that helps it if it's a great song, you know, and if it's
musically, and then a lot of them
killer
lyrics on top is just too much.
Yeah, it's very
so good. You know? You can't fuck with it.
So if we take your latest record then, KMF, what song? And this is kind of a mean question, but what song do you think you've told the story the best, or captured what you wanted to say the best?
I think Galapagos is good there.
Okay.
Yes, but I also think May God, you know, and a lot of the songs actually has, there's 30 Days gives me a lot of pictures in my head, you know, and I think a lot of the songs, I think Young You, that's a very straightforward story.
But when it comes to the art of telling a lot of what you said about a movie, which can be described in very many ways. Sure. I think Galapagos is there within the music and in the storytelling and in everything. It's like 3 movies in one.
And kind of with Galapagos, it's the first time we managed to make lyric that was a little bit more abstract. Yeah. And this was very fun for us.
Was it important for you to do that? To have more abstract lyrics?
Yes, because, you know, if you follow us, we have always have this dumb style approach, or very naive, and I love this style of approach. But it's always fun when you manage to kind of level up and Pikachu becomes into Raichu. You know what I mean? Sure. And we needed to have done "I'm touching you, you touching me" before we can make the lyric "Erosion, Eruption, and Us." You know, everything. And this is the problem for art, is when art has a tendency of doing what we just did with Galapagos. We want to go a little bit more abstract, and then a little bit more abstract, and a little bit more abstract. And it goes a long way, very fine, and people are enjoying the ride, you know. But at one point, the abstractation, and this is my opinion, sometimes takes over the art and kills it a little bit. You know? It's kind of like you pull the string too long and it snaps, and then the abstract thing is over, you know. And then you kind of have to start from the easy and from scratch again. And the moment when we started our band, I had a really feeling of that the abstraction line, people were looking down, everything was just really going in more and more inward and inward, shoegazing, you know, all this, you know. And I really felt, oh, we need someone that can be the opposite, that can be saying what they mean clearly, you know. Is she old enough for me, you know?
Sure.
And that's what we did. And now it's kind of like we are a little bit around the clock. Maybe we will do some more maybe coming a little bit more abstract. I don't know.
It depends though, and like it's very cool to think of songs like as pictures, because then you can do an abstract one, and then you can do a
very concrete. Like,
yeah, that's a face, and
But is part of it then also because your life has changed, and it isn't just partying and that kind of, that your life.
Yes, you know, we're getting a little bit older. You know, we've been doing this for 12 years, so of course we never sit down and think, oh, now we're gonna do something that sounds a little bit more mature, or now we got, you know, we never think like that. We just meet up and. What do you have a song? Yeah, I have a song. It sounds like this now. You know, great. It's just natural, and we roll with it. Yeah, you started to like a little bit more reverb too. Yeah, me too. Yeah, you know. And then we put on a little bit more reverb, and then we, you know, it's just a natural development.